welcome on into a beautiful night here at Shirley Povich. Bethesda Big Train versus the Metro Soco Braves. These teams squared off last week at South County High School. Game did not finish in rain, so if you're tuning in, apologies. We had no camera, and then it literally started pouring. So Nick and I did not finish our broadcast, and this game did not finish at the time. The Big Train were up 5-3, but
those two
finish,
runs
so
are not going to count,
yeah,
actually.
those two runs will not count when these two teams square off again. But on the mound for your Bethesda Big Train is Connor Ball. And first batter up is Stallings, the second baseman for the Metro Braves. Ball off to a great start here, count 0-2.
Brett Stallings from GMU off to a great start to the season, batting .625 here early days. I love it when the guys have that relaxed batting stance.
The 0-2 from Ball is ball one. Count 1-2 now. The 1-2 swung on, fouled right toward first base line.
That one got lost in the sun. At least for me.
Yeah, quite sunny here tonight. It was kind of a gloomy day in Bethesda, but it's really turned into a nice evening. Pretty hot even. 1-2 again from Ball. Swing and a miss from Stallings. Ball off to a great start with a K. Now batting for the Braves, the Big Ten kid, Luke Jessen.
I guess I should introduce our special guest, Tim Kirchen, upcoming Hall of Fame member. Here, you can take the headset.
Yes, it's a very special night here at Shirley Povich. We've got Tim Kirchen as our guest of honor this evening for this wonderful game. He spoke to us interns before the game, and it was just awesome. And thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. This means a lot to me. As I told you, I played all my games growing up here. I came and watched the big guys play here. I learned so much about baseball here. And I threw out the first pitch, as you saw, and I threw it to my brother, who played even more games than I did here. So this place has a really special place in my heart. I spent more time here than pretty much anywhere other than my home growing up. That's why I love this park, Shirley Povich, the Big Train, Bruce Adams, everybody. It's great.
We're so honored to have you. Nick and I were going through the stands earlier trying to talk to some fans, and we came across two who said, oh, well, we're here for Tim because he's so great, and we couldn't agree more. So you're very beloved in this community, and it's just such an honor to have you. And what was it like talking to the Big Train guys down there pregame?
Well, I enjoy that so much because they need a little bit of tutelage on where they're headed. And I so enjoy the look in their eyes, knowing every one of them has to play in the big leagues. And I remember when I was their age, and even though I wasn't nearly as good as these guys, it was the greatest thing ever. So I love to talk to young players to make sure they understand how difficult the game is to play and how exceptional they are already to have reached this level. They're better than 99% of the people who've ever tried to play this game, to play collegiate baseball and to play in this league for the summer.
Yeah, no, this is quite a special league. Someone this field is named after, Shirley Povich, someone you looked up to. What's it like to be getting the same honor that he has?
Well, it's overpowering, it's overwhelming, and there are days I just wake up and say, this can't be happening to me. But Shirley Povich was an icon. I grew up reading him in the Washington Post. I got to know him very well while he was a writer at the Post. And again, to be going to the Hall of Fame, a place I've been so many times in my life, it's an honor like I can't even express what this has meant to me, and I'm scared to death to go make a speech, even though I enjoy being in front of people. This is very much. How are you guys doing?
We're good. Better now that Emilian Pitre successfully caught the Braves batter stealing. This one flying out. Could be the end of the inning. And it is. So we're feeling great. The Big Train off to a great start here.
Right. Well, I'm going to stay for the bottom of the first, if that's okay.
Oh, please.
Because I want to hear you two at work. Don't ever forget how cool it is to already be calling a baseball game. It doesn't matter what level it is. You guys are 12 years old. This is tremendous.
Allie and I talk about that all the time.
Right.
Like, we literally go to work to talk about baseball.
Yeah, we're
Right.
very lucky.
I could not have dreamed of having a better job or even a better team to be doing that with than Big Train.
Right. Well, this is what I say every single day. How lucky am I that I get to go to Major League Baseball games for a living and have for 42 years. And now you guys are just starting out. And like I told you earlier, don't ever forget that people are listening right now. And if you do well here, someone's going to notice that, and they're going to say, "I remember, I listened to her. I listened to him. They were really good." And then the more you do this, the better you'll get. And the better you get, the quicker you move up. And then once you get to a really good spot, just keep crushing it so no one can take your job away from you.
We broke through on Twitter. I know you're not a fan of Twitter, but we posted us eating Callus hot dogs in the booth, and it started going everywhere. It's like, oh my God, people are watching our games. And it's fun that the clip of our work that's come out first is us just like
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm happy it got out there.
Right. Well, that's what I told you. You know, if you're working at a tiny newspaper in Idaho or a tiny radio station in, in Iowa or whatever, people are listening, and you gotta pretend like everyone's listening. Do the best you can, because if you start mailing it in at a young age, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yes, definitely. We'll step aside quickly here at the mid-inning, but we'll be bringing you the Big Train Bats with Garrett Felix up shortly. Welcome back, me and Nick per usual, but still joined by our very special guest, Tim Kirchen. We're more than lucky to have him in the booth with us right now. And up first for your Bethesda Big Train, none other than Garrett Felix, who's been the consistent first batter for the Train this entire past week of Ripken League Baseball. And on the mound for the Braves is Kyle Lewis, one of the Kyle Lewises. There are two on this Braves squad. This is Kyle M. Lewis, not to be confused with Kyle J. Second pitch in, 2 balls early for Lewis.
And a good point. Our hitter here is a little guy. And it's a point to be made here, being a little guy myself. This game is open to all shapes and sizes.
Swing and a miss there from Felix. But
as long as you have the skills to play it, it really doesn't matter what you look like. You can be heavy, you can be overweight, you can be tiny, you can have big hands, little hands. As long as you have the skills, this game is open.
And we've seen them from Garrett Felix so far. He can hit, and he might be little, but his space running is mighty. Quite the wheels on Felix that we've seen so far this season.
The Big Train Bats haven't been the most consistent, but he's been great at getting on base and then making one base two and then making another one three.
Fouls off there, full count now.
Well, I love to root for the little guys for obvious reasons, but I'm fascinated that Jose Altuve is an inch taller than me and is one of the best players in the game. And
3-2 in, and Garrett Felix will walk. Another thing we've seen from him quite a bit. He is walked consistently this week so far.
well, we don't have a whole lot of stolen bases in the major leagues these days. We kind of sit back and wait for someone to hit a home run. So when we get a really fast guy on base like this in the first inning, I'm really going to pay attention to see how closely they keep him at first, see if they pitch out, see if he runs. This is the part of the game that I really love. Look, I love it when people hit the ball out of the ballpark, but I love to watch the in-between stuff, and a guy stealing a base is a really exciting part.
Colton Hegwood now batting for the Big Train. He has moved up quite a bit in this order.
Yeah, he was batting, I believe, 8th last night, and now he's already up to 2. He doubled the other night and been a consistent performer for the Train.
The 1-0 from Lewis, fouled back by Hegwood. Count 1-1.
Surprised not to see Lewis taking a closer eye on Felix. We've seen
taking his lead out at first. Lewis looking at him now, pickoff attempt, unsuccessful.
So is this what you two want to do, be play-by-play as you go along? My only...
The 1-1 in, strike there, count 1 and 2.
You should do as many things as you possibly can at this age. And if you want to be play-by-play, then go do it because it's a great job. But keep all your options open. And if someone says, can you do this, you always say, yes, I could do that. Can you travel to do this? Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
The answer is always yes when you're young like you two.
Felix sliding in at second. He likes that base running, but unsuccessful there. First out for the big train. Felix caught stealing over at second base.
Well, the Braves catcher made a great throw there, and he got a great pitch to handle because the ball was outside, so he had a clear lane to get to it with a left-handed hitter up and made a tremendous throw to second.
Even count into Hegwood. That one outside, full now. Everyone I've talked to from this industry just says keep everything in your arsenal.
It is.
So not sure exactly what I want to do, but loving broadcasting this summer. Full count. Hegwood chopped over the pitcher's head. Will it be a base hit? Yes, it will. Colton Hegwood finds himself on first.
Yeah, you should keep every option open. I've talked to people who are way smarter than me who say you should never decide exactly what you want to do until you're 28 years old or so. Until then, find something that you like and just keep doing things in the industry because the industry is changing so fast. There are jobs that haven't even been determined yet that are going to be great jobs in 5 years. So it's great to have a goal, but keep everything else you got open.
Now the Quebecois, Emilian Pitre, up for the big train. He'll be at second base tonight. He's kind of been moving between there and shortstop, but more consistently in the sixth. He's been a very good hitter, too.
He's moved over tonight to let Hegwood move back from DH to shortstop. Also, actually, included right field as well.
Yeah, Hegwood's kind of been everywhere. Him and Jason Schiavone have really been the utility players so far for the big train. But Pitre here with the 1-0 count from Lewis. Again, Hegwood out there on first. Pitch comes in. Pitre over the glove of the Braves second baseman. So another base hit for Emilian Pitre. Hegwood will advance to second, and we just spoke about it. His hitting has been the most consistent on this team, and he continues to deliver.
Batting over 500, and it doesn't really feel fluky. He's just consistently singling all out the field.
And I just hope everyone truly understands how good you have to be to play in this league. When I talk to a bunch of these kids, where do you go to school? They're obviously all playing Division I schools. These are powerhouse teams. And to get a chance to go play with a bunch of people in the summer like this is invaluable experience.
Scholes, the third baseman, up for the big train now. First pitch in. Strike.
And the fact that they're using wood bats here is really important also. Aluminum bats make for a great college game, but if you're going to play professionally and you're going to go to the big leagues, the sooner you can learn to hit with a wood bat, the better.
Swing and a miss there from Schultz.
We've seen some growing pains from our big train, and honestly, everyone in the league, very low scores to start the season as they try to figure out the wood bat, something that they're not too used to.
Yeah.
It's an enormous difference between an aluminum bat.
Schultz chopped foul. Coach G almost caught that one.
And fortunately, they've taken some of the thunder out of the bats, built them differently, so there's not as much, they're not as potent as they were before when runs were being scored at a ridiculous rate. So they're a little closer now to wood bats, which I think is really important.
The 0-2 here coming in from Lewis to Schultz. Swung on right into the glove. Oh, but he bobbles it. The Braves shortstop cannot make the play there, and now the bases are loaded for the big train. Sean Lane up next.
Disappointing error there for Griffin Boone, a player from the Atlantic 10 Conference, who I'm personally familiar with playing over for BCU.
Yeah, he got a little bit caught in between on that and had a little spin to it when it hit the ground because the ball was hit off the end of the bat. But I think he was thinking, I'm going to get two here, and then he didn't get anybody.
Yeah. Up next, Sean Lane, the Terrapin. You a fan of Terps baseball?
Well, I was this year, that's for sure.
This year was exceptional. Spoke to Lane pregame. He's been off to a bit of a struggle at bat so far, but he's looking to change the narrative this week.
You know a guy's handling it well when you don't prompt him about their slump. You go up and talk to him, and they bring up, I know I'm slumping. I know I need to improve. And great swing there, foul, but he knows what he needs to do, and I'm confident that a guy as talented as he is will deliver.
Well, I spoke to both teams before the game, and it's an obvious message, but they need to know how hard the game is to play, and that Mike Trout just finished an 0 for 26 streak, and he's best player most of us have ever seen. Mike Trout has, 3-4 strikeout games this season. So these guys need to recognize that there are going to be days where the game just is better than they are. It just beats them.
The 1-1 in for Lane. They'll try to pick off the runner at first. Unsuccessful. Huge error there. And Colton Hegwood has come home. And your Bethesda Big Train lead 1-0.
Why go for a pickoff throw there? He had nowhere to advance to.
Yeah, not a great play for the Metro Braves. And now runners in the corners for Bethesda Big Train. It's the 0-2 count here to Sean Lane, just one out.
Tough start for him, little out of Marymount University, one of the most reputable D3 baseball programs. One of multiple Marymount players on this Braves roster.
A bit of a sloppy first inning for the Braves. I'm sure their coach will have a word with everyone after this. Double play ball that was rushed a little, and then a catcher making. Again, this is why they're here. This is where you learn how to play the game. You learn in college, so when you get to pro ball and you finish your summer league, you're a better player, and you recognize maybe I don't throw the ball in that situation.
Big swing and a miss there for Sean Lane, so he will strike out, give Lewis his first K of the evening. Lane still in that batting slump, unfortunately, but he's bringing up Wingett, who we believe now has the proper version of his walk-up song.
Yes, it's the original Dancing.
What is the walk-up song?
This is Dancing in the Moonlight.
Oh, I know this. This
And,
is, yes. This is Van Morrison, right? How about that? I got something right about music. That's a first.
He used to have a strange, techno walk-up. That was never what he wanted. It was
Yeah.
a techno version of this song, and he's been working for a week to try and get us to fix it, and he finally got it.
Wild pitch there from Lewis. Sends Amelia and Petre home for run number 2 for Bethesda. Yes, Wingett came up pre-game to ask our music guys to make sure that they had the right version of Dancing in the Moonlight for him, and hopefully he can channel that song change, the proper song, into this.
Is there a wrong version of that? Did somebody else sing it and not as well?
Like a cover with like a remix.
Yeah,
It was not
it
great.
sounded more modern and in the worst way, like a heavy bass. It was really weird. He would walk up to it and be confused every time. He knew it was not his song.
So he took things into his own hands and came up and told us today that it was wrong. Big hit for Wingett out down the third base line, and it will go foul. So again, runner out there on second. Schultz is out there for the Big Train, and Trey Wingett the 2-1 count now.
I know we've just gotten started, but I've always been impressed how big a ballpark this is. Some summer league parks or minor league parks are pretty small. Ball doesn't, people don't hit it out of here regularly, correct?
No, not that we've seen. We saw one home run last night, or on Sunday night, and then one of our guys hit one during exhibition, but we've only seen the 2. But this is a much bigger park, and we've traveled a bit, and just honestly nothing in this league compares to this,
Right.
this park.
The only thing with similar, dimensions would be the DC Grays.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
Which is also a very nice setup on their part.
2-2 into Wingett, a ball, so full count now, 2 outs.
Kyle and Lewis really needs to get out of this inning here. You gotta just stop this kind of inning. You gotta break the funk by getting this out that you need so desperately.
Lewis the 3-2. Wingett chopped into the second baseman. Easy out there at first base, and the Braves finally end this inning here, but not before the Big Train get 2 runs.
Okay, well, I got to go get interviewed by Bruce Adams now, and we all know you can't be late for Bruce, right?
No,
Otherwise,
most definitely not.
just kidding. We love Bruce, but I got to go. I really enjoyed this, and just keep up the great work, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
So honored to have you. Listeners at home, that was a very cool opportunity. We just got to hear. Welcome back. That was one of the coolest things Nick and I have ever done. Basically, brought you the broadcast with Tim Kirchen.
An ESPN level broadcast.
Yeah, we are very lucky here, and so are the Big Train, up 2-0 early. One thing this team has been struggling with is scoring in general, but scoring early. So glad to see that. That is still Connor Ball on the mound after a 1-2-3 inning. He's facing Keegan Garris out of Indiana State for the Braves, and that's strike one. Count 1-1.
That might be one of the coolest people I've ever met. In this job, we've met, even just here, meeting Gio Gonzalez and Tim Kirchen. Anyone you met at Northwestern that stands out?
Well, base hit first for the Braves. I would say, I'm trying to think. I mean, lots of cool people have gone to Northwestern. I don't know how many I've met necessarily. If you guys are familiar with J.A. Adonde, he's our director of sports journalism. He's big, he's done Around the Horn and some stuff like that.
Oh, you must love classes with J.A.
Have not taken one yet, but someday. And then Missy Isaacson, who's our awesome sponsor at Northwestern. She was a beat reporter for the Bulls back in the 90s, which is just like probably one of the coolest sports jobs you could ever have.
Getting to watch one of the greatest players of all time, the greatest in my opinion as a Bulls fan.
The 0-1 there for strike one for Ball.
I gotta say,
facing Madden.
Mine was Olympian torchbearer Alana Myers-Taylor. She came into our podcast. We literally Instagram DM'd her. Our producer was like, "Hi, we know you're a GW grad. We would love to have you on," and of course, and just came on. And it was before she was even confirmed as our commencement speaker, so she had no recent ties to GW, and she was the nicest person ever.
That's really cool. Ball the 1-1, swing and a miss there for Madden. Strike two. That's pretty awesome.
Always astounds me when people that big and famous are nice. Like Tim Kirchen coming in and genuinely giving us time out of his day. Amazing.
That was amazing. And thank you to our wonderful swing and a miss there again. Ball gets his second K.
Yeah, high heat there. Love it.
Just thank you to Bruce Adams, who literally suggested, he was like, "Guys, you got to get Tim in the booth." And we were like, "Oh my gosh, like if you say so." So thank you to him for just being, and everyone here at the Big Train for literally giving us the greatest opportunities. And I hope you guys enjoyed some of the comments from Tim. Probably much more insightful than what me and Nick are bringing you every night.
He's been watching the game for 40, 50 years. I mean, we just can't possibly bring that level of expertise.
Ball in. Showing bunt is Boone for the Braves.
Griffin Boone batting 1-for-1 so far.
Out of VCU.
He made that error last inning, looking to redeem himself here and get the team on the board. Despite it being early, pressure's already on.
Again, runner out on first for the Braves. Second pitch into Boone, a strike. Count 1-1. Wargo behind the plate for the Big Train today. We've been seeing some shift at catcher, pitch in, caught a ball.
Yeah, this team has 3 catcher appearances in the first team: Schiavone, Cobb, and Wargo.
All 3 playing today. Cobb will be your lovely DH for Bethesda, and then Schiavone out at right field again. And loving seeing him there. That one fouled back by Boone for strike 2.
Gotta say, that sun is very bright today.
Yeah, apologies for the camera. It's definitely not the best stream, but you know, it's not a day game like Sunday, so it should go down soon. It'll be a much better view for you all at home.
Allie and I are personally praying for no more day games. As beautiful as the field is in the sun.
Ball 3 from Ball, so full count. I believe we have a couple more, like at DC, like 1 or 2 Sundays are at 1 p.m. We're gonna have to bring a tent for sure.
Oh, yes, we will.
Not mad about it though. That's a nice field.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's my favorite one that we visited so far, the DC Gray. It's gonna be at Nationals Baseball Youth Academy.
The 3-2, and that one also fouled back, so Boone extends this at bat. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Oh my God, it hit something because everyone in the stands is getting up and turning around.
I definitely heard it hit something. I'm not sure what.
I think it might picnic. Oh no, that guy's going out. I think he thinks it's his car. Sorry for the stealing your play-by-play there, but car ball issues are my favorite part of baseball. Not
We
really.
didn't get the crash sound effect though.
I think it was too real. Would have hit too close to home.
The 3-2 again fouled down this time past the first base line.
Another one hugging. Someone's moving their car now. Oh gosh, yeah, good decision. Good decision, sir. That one stays inside the parameters of Shirley Pove, though.
Shirley Pove.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think the Pove is the best thing that I've come up with on this broadcast. Or was that you? I think
That
it
was
me.
definitely you. 3-2 in high, so the first walk for Connor Ball. Still only one out here for the Braves as they bring up their catcher, mainly.
Yeah, Maley, again, another player who made a questionable decision last inning, trying to pick off a runner on first, despite the bases being loaded and that runner having nowhere to advance to.
Yeah.
Overly aggressive play from the defense, and it cost them as a runner came home.
Yeah, that was not a great play from the Braves infield. Now they've got runners on first and second. First pitch into Maley, a strike. Connor Ball getting back into it.
Even if that ball hadn't gone wild, it was Felix on third. So if it was just a slightly bad throw, Felix had a lead already. There's a chance he could have just bounded home regardless.
Felix got caught stealing. So
Oh, good call.
I believe it was Hegwood.
You're right, it was Hegwood on third. My bad.
Hegwood, not your bad. I mean, Hegwood really moving up in this batting order. So
Also, Hegwood got a little wheels on him himself. Maybe not as fast as Garrett Felix, but we've seen him take some sizable leads and threaten pitchers as well. I believe he has a stolen base already this season.
yeah, he was definitely. Last game didn't go so well for the Bethesda Big Train. They fell, but Hegwood was definitely one of the highlights. Big swing and a miss there for Maley, and that's strike 3. Connor Ball, already 3 Ks.
2 of those Ks have come on swings and misses on that high heat of his. Lefty heat coming in against lefty batters like that. It's going to rise in a way that it's really hard to hit because it's up inside, but it's still in the strike zone.
Up next for the Braves, the DH, Blake Mars.
This might be their best chance here. It's righty-lefty with 2 runners on. You'd hope that if you're a Braves fan that they can capitalize here with the DH at the plate.
Pitch in from Ball, hefty swing and a miss again. Strike 1.
Mars, one of the few players this year to already register a homer. I think he had a grand slam against, I believe it was against the Tacoma Thunderbolts, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me, but he sent that homer deep, so this is a threatening batter in the 8th spot.
Connor Ball just called Clay Wargo up to the mound, wondering what they're chatting about. 2 outs here, 2 runners on. Great opportunity for Connor Ball to take care of business.
Again, beautiful Tuesday here in Bethesda.
Sun should be going down soon, hopefully. Ball, the 0-1. Inside. Strike 2.
That was a good pitch. Looked like a slider there coming in.
Connor Ball has been very impressive this evening so far. Again, already 3 strikeouts. Eyeing the runner at second. The 0-2 pitch. That one outside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count now.
Still ahead on the count, but got to finish his business here. Would be a great way to end the inning with a strikeout.
The 1-2 swing and a miss there. 4th strikeout for Connor Ball, and the Big Train escaped this inning without giving up a run. Still up 2-0. We will be back shortly for the bottom of the Welcome back. Leading off here in the bottom of the second for the Bethesda Big Train, Baylor Cobb in the DH position this evening, and that's still Kyle M. Lewis on the mound for the Braves. Struggled a bit in the last inning. Ran through 6 of the Big Train batters, and first pitch comes in a ball.
Long journey there for Lewis and Clark to start that first inning, facing the majority of the Big Train order. 6 batters up, 2 runs scored.
The 1-0 into Cobb, way out again for ball 2.
That pitch just did not break the way he wanted it to. Was hoping it would drop into the zone, didn't drop enough.
Baylor Cobb has yet to register a hit this season, so not having the best time at the plate. That said, he hasn't played in every game so far, so less opportunities, but batters count here, 3-0.
This is a great opportunity for him to get on base.
3-0, and he will. A walk for Baylor Cobb, not the way you want to start this inning if you're Kyle M. Lewis. It's his second walk of the day, and he's bringing up Jason Schiavone, who definitely struggled on Sunday, but before that I think was at batting at like 375, went down to 273, but still with the 3rd highest, him and Felix tied at 3rd highest batting average on this Big Train team.
Yeah, Schiavone 4 Ks on Sunday and 4 at-bats. But hey, like Tim Kirchen said, that happens to the best of us. Trouty's had like 3 or 4 of those games this season, and he's Mike Trout.
Into Schiavone, strike 1. Yeah, no, I mean, one game is one game. It was hot. It was Sunday.
We were distracted by the festivities and the honorable day for Juneteenth.
Yeah. So it happens. Schiavone hopefully looking to rebound here. He's back in right field. The 0-1 into him. Drops again, strike 2, and Lewis ahead in the count, which he has not been very much today.
It'd be great if Schiavone could put something out into right field right now. Send it Oppo. Let Baylor Cobb push 2 bases. That would be ideal. Doesn't have to be too deep. Just go Oppo.
The 0-2 comes in, and a 1-2-3 quick strikeout there for Lewis. Schiavone goes down again. It's his 5th strikeout in a row.
You beat me to it.
Up next, Clay Wargo, the catcher.
Batting ninth in the order. I believe he's yet to reach base, but again, point streak is problematic. So he may have had a hit, but our league statisticians may not have caught it.
Pick off attempt at first, but Cobb is still safe.
A little close for comfort there.
Yeah.
It is golden hour here, so if you're at the stadium, get your picks.
First pitch into Wargo, a strike. So Lewis really starting his stuff right now.
That's, 4 straight strikes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cobb is running. Don't know what was going on there.
Oh,
They'll
my.
call him out. I don't know what was running through Baylor Cobb's head.
Tunnel vision on trying to steal the base there. Ran before the pitch was thrown, which is, base running 101. You want to wait until the ball is not in anyone's hands to go, with the pitcher just staring at him.
Yeah, that was a not so great decision from Baylor Cobb, and now 2 outs for the big train. Had Cobb stayed on first, would have certainly brought up Garrett Felix, and we could have gotten back through the top of the order here in the bottom of the second, but now it's 0-2 count into Wargo, and that's another strike.
The count was actually 1-1.
Okay, so now 1-2.
Yes. That is no fault of Alley's, just to clarify.
The 1-2 swung, fouled back.
For those of you broadcast scouts listening, one of the best broadcasters I've ever worked with. I'm sure you guys are scouting us just as much as you're scouting these players.
Thank you, Nick. Likewise.
The bar is somewhat low, but still.
The 1-2 chopped right into the glove of the first baseman. Easy out there for the Braves, and Lewis definitely rebounding with the 1-2-3 inning. Records a K, and the big train will be back in the field when we return. Still on the mound, Connor Ball, who's having himself a night. 4 Ks across the last 2 innings, and he's facing number 9 in the Braves batting order, Nick Morgan.
I'm going to power rank the balls for you. It goes Connor, Lonzo, LaMelo. Actually, LaMelo, Lonzo. My bad.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Strike 1 there for Ball, so he's continuing the number 1 Ball ranking.
We're going to have back-to-back GMU boys to lead off this inning. It's going to go Morgan, then Stallings.
The 0-1 from Ball, fouled back over the third base bleachers. Count 0-2. I had a friend who went to UCLA and had a class with Lonzo Ball.
My friend actually had a class with GW starting power forward, not as cool, Ricky Lindo, but it was history of dance.
Interesting. The 0-2 fouled back again.
And he was fully engaged. Like, he was doing all the dance moves and everything. My friend was like, most people take these classes just to mess around. He's, like, doing this.
He's into it. He wants to know the history of dance. Good for him.
He's a really nice guy, actually. I think there's a podcast interview of me and the lovely David Korn talking to him somewhere.
The 0-2 outside, count 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm like our podcast director for the radio station. Count in now 2-2. And I've been trying to I really want to get some of our fun athletes on my shows, but have not wanted lacrosse in the spring. They were being a little bit difficult with me, unfortunately.
Okay, we have our athletics department's outstanding.
Big hit there for Morgan. Diving catch from none other than Trey Wingett, Mr. Dancing in the Moonlight himself. It's that good juju from the proper version of the song.
He was on point with that dive. I'm in the booth. This is our job, and I'm like jaw dropped, hands in the air. That was possibly the fielding play of the year so far.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that was a beautiful catch from Wingett. What an effort there, running to that ball, diving for it, got it perfectly in his glove. That was a dangerous hit coming from Morgan. So what an awesome play from the center fielder.
Outstanding. And what is the name of the podcast that you are on at Northwestern?
A couple. We have a theme. So I'm the host of all of them. First pitch in from ball high. And they're all like terms. So our football one is moving the chains. Basketball is crashing the boards. Baseball, softball is rounding the bases in their ball 2. And then our lacrosse one that I just started this spring is winning the draw.
Very nice.
So it's like ing the something.
Yeah.
Ball struggling here, 3-0.
We have one sports podcast that just covers the week in review. It's called the Buff and Blue Review. Me and David Korn, our athletics department. Shout out to them. You're definitely not listening.
Ball fighting his way back, finds the strike zone, count 3-1.
But whoever their athlete of the week is, when they do a little press release, they come in, they talk to us, and
That's
then we
awesome.
put them up. It's outstanding. We've gotten to meet so many amazing people and do so many great things.
The 3-1 from Ball cannot get it to go, so that'll be his second walk. Stallings headed out to first base, bringing up Jessen from Nebraska. I wish we had something like that. I wanted to bring one of our freshmen, Sammy White. She's from Baltimore, so sort of local. She's awesome. She was Big Ten Freshman of the Year for women's lacrosse, and I wanted to get her, but they kind of just like went straight to the Final Four and stuff. Showing bunt is Jessen. That one will foul behind us. Loud thump.
On top of us.
Yeah. But couldn't get her, unfortunately. But
My most recent one, outstanding, coming out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Jabari West Jr. did an interview with me. So did Kyle Sutherland, reporter from Arkansas, covering that region's basketball program, and his coach, Anthony Lasker. That's up on YouTube if you want to watch that. That was my first foray into video editing, so please be nice to me.
pick-off attempt there from Ball, but a little slow with it, so safely home for Stallings, or safely back to first for Stallings. 0-1 count here against Jessen. The 0-1 pitch in. Borgo ready to go with that one. Should Stallings run.
Yeah, looked like possibly a pitch out there. He was rising at trying to keep Stallings at back. Trying to stall him.
The 1-1 swing and a miss for Jessen. 1-2 count now.
God, I think it's a slider he's throwing that's breaking to the catcher's left. That's been getting batters all night. Most of them deciding not to swing at it, being fooled by the placement, but yes, and they're swinging and missing.
The 1-2 from Ball fouled back into the net that time, have to specify.
Trying to finish him off with that heater there, but well read by Jessen. He was behind the ball, but didn't matter, fouled it off.
Ball ready to go, winding up. 1-2. That one outside, count 2-2, and Stallings again really ready to run out there on first. He's got one stolen base this season, according to point streak, which you can never trust, apparently. The 2-2, huge swing hit. Trey Wingett running for it. And right into his glove. Wingett all over center field today, making catches when they matter. Out number 2.
Yeah, that was shallow right field, and Wingett was still the one getting there. I mean, he called it. He let Schiavone know, but he just bolted for that ball.
Just want to say thank you to Trey Wingett for helping us fold some programs before the game.
Yeah, you were just like, you want to fold programs with us?
He was sitting across from me when he was trying to fix his song, and I made a joke. I was like, hey, Trey, you want to fold some of these? And he was like, yeah, sure. So
yeah, unflinching, he's just like, yeah, let me start folding. How do you want me to fold them?
He was like, am I doing it right? I was like, yes, you are. Thank you. So shout out Trey, who's really just doing the most on this lovely Tuesday evening. Big swing and a miss there for Webb. Strike 1.
Yeah, if there's any member of the Wingett family listening, we love your son.
Yes.
Or family relative. He's been great.
He has been great, liking all our tweets, making the plays in the field. The 0-1 from ball, a bit high.
Bringing the positive vibes, most importantly.
Oh, yes, always.
Always positive vibes.
The 1-1 from ball, that one almost in the dirt, ball 2.
I'll be interested to see if we send Ball into a 4th inning. He's only faced, this is his 13th batter, so the number is low. Again, we do not have a pitch count because point streak. But
2-1. Swung again out to center field. Trey Wingett running for it, and he gets it. A bit shallow there again, but just in time. And Trey Wingett responsible for 3 catches here in the top of the 3rd.
ready?
Leading off back to the top of the order here for the big train with Garrett Felix. He had a walk in his last at-bat, but then got caught stealing, which is unusual for him. He's quite speedy. The 0-1 pitch comes in, or excuse me, first pitch is strike, so count 0-1.
Shout out to my friend from home, Michael Gorsey, pitcher for Hamilton.
That one fouled down the third base side, but drops back behind out of the field. So strike 2. Pitcher for Hamilton, what happened with him?
Yeah, he's just going to be watching. Because I texted him today and I said, oh my God, I'm meeting Tim Kirchen. He goes, no way. I'm like, and then just 5 minutes ago I said, he came on air with us. And he's like, I'm watching this right now.
Well, sadly, Michael, it's just me and Nick now.
Yeah. You definitely have enough of me sending you horrible puns over text and in person over the past. Actually, we've known each other since we were 3 years old. Shout out Michael. We were in pre-K together.
Still Lewis on the mound. The 0-2 pitch into Felix, high, ball 1. Lewis, kind of a crazy day. 2 Ks, two walks. Gave up a couple base hits in the first and eventually a wild pitch, giving up 2 runs as well. So he's kind of been all over the place. That one in the dirt, even count now, so was ahead, now even.
Yeah, last inning was not pretty despite no run going on the board. Struggling to find some consistency in the zone here today.
Pitch in, full count now. Lewis really needs to make something happen here. Again, he was ahead 0-2, and now it's a full count. We've been seeing this quite a bit from pitchers in this league. Young pitchers in college, I've been told, struggle with this. It's kind of finding that control. Full count and another walk for Garrett Felix.
Yeah, a lot of guys get taken into college because it's like, all right, you're throwing 90 miles per hour, but you don't know how to aim it.
Yeah.
So that's an easy thing for them and their coaches to work through, because you can't teach a guy to chuck a ball 90 miles per hour. What you can teach a guy to do is, all right, keep your elbow in, make sure that finger slides down and stays below the seam, and then suddenly they're hitting the zone more and they're throwing it faster than anyone else on their team.
Yeah. Up next, Colton Hegwood in this number 2 spot tonight with a base hit and a run in the last in his last at bat.
Sadly was caught trying. No, this is Colton again. I'm so used to Petre batting second. This is Colton Hegwood, yeah.
I'm really liking this decision from the Big Train coaching staff to move Emilian into that number 3 spot. He's been the most consistent hitter, and 1-0 in for another ball.
Yeah, I like that they're promoting Hegwood, too.
Yeah, me too. He really earned it on Sunday. Again, not the best outing for the Big Train, first loss of the season, but Colton Hegwood definitely a bright spot, showing off some of his contact hitting, some of his base running. Just an all-around great performance from him.
Yeah, you'd think a team at 4-1 might not need to make any changes to the batting lineup, but I think the way this offense has been running, a slight change was due, and I think it was a good decision from Coach Sal and the crew down there in the dugout.
Yeah, 3-0 is the count now, and like you said, Nick, I think that the one thing, this pitching has been impeccable, honestly, from the Big Train. It's been great. Even Sean Lane, we talked to him before the game, said it. He's like, our pitching's been great. Hitting just needs to match it. First strike in there as Lewis is fighting back, and I think changing things up is a good way to start.
Yeah, my favorite part of baseball is the pitching. Like, it's the only team sport where there's one guy who has to do something every time, and I think it's so interesting to see the science behind each throw.
That one in, down very low, so another walk. Not a great start for Lewis here, and suddenly runner in scoring position. Felix out in second, Hegwood at first, and you've got the most dangerous guy in the Big Train order, Emilian Petre.
Surprised not to see a mound visit here. I would at least want to talk him through some of the stuff. Oh, my laptop has gone to sleep and started showing images of the Sistine Chapel. And you know you're not supposed to speak when you walk in the Sistine Chapel because it's so old.
I did not know that. I've never been.
Like, anything you say could potentially hurt the paint.
Oh.
So we walk in. I'm with my friend in high school, Miranda, and we walk in, and I just went, holy F. And then everyone turns and stares at me because I'm like, I'm not supposed to speak, let alone curse on a school field trip. But I was like, this is too beautiful for me to hold back.
Emilian showing bunt, and the pitcher slips and falls. Bases loaded. That is the second time this season, folks. We have seen.
You can call that one a butt single, as the pitcher Lewis kind of
fell on his butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. So no outs for the Big Train. Bases are loaded, and Peyton Schultz up next to reach base on a error in his last inning, but nevertheless hit that ball. And I mean, I'm just so thrilled that putting Emilian third is really paying off. That was just a lovely little play, and now we're getting the mound visit we were expecting.
You want your best hitter hitting third because there's 2 guys before them that have a chance to get on base. And the ideal scenario is 1 or 2. One of them's on base, one's out, and then suddenly you have a run around with 1 out, and your best hitter's at the plate. You can just push, and you get the cleanup guy with power after him.
I mean, Petre has just been so dangerous. He's been a great contact hitter, and then, again, with showing that restraint and that accuracy with the 2 successful bunt singles. We've seen other guys on this team try it. They haven't been as successful, and so he's just been killing the game. He's been such a joy to watch.
Yeah, I can't say anything else. That was beautifully said.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
Sorry, I did not mean to say. I was going to say his batting is beautiful, and then it interfered with my classic line of well said, and it just became that extra compliment. But you're welcome, Allie.
Peyton Schultz up next. He's batting .313 coming into today. 5 hits on the season. Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, it's good to see him now in the cleanup. He was batting third, a good spot for him as well, but I think he's got a little more power than Pitre does, and they can complement each other well in that 3-4 role.
First pitch in from Lewis, a strike, as he's going to look to get the Braves out of a super dangerous situation here. But again, bases loaded for your Bethesda Big Train. The 0-1 pitch, a bit high, ball 1.
That pitch looked good for a second. I thought it was just going to sneak its way into the corner there. Just misses from Lewis. Really, there's not a lot of room for error here for Mr. M. Lewis.
The 1-1, again, drops low and left, so ball 2.
He was trying to drop another curve ball in there. I believe it was a curve ball.
You know, Lewis, a guy who saw a lot of time for Marymount, good D3 program, pitched 29 innings. But this is a whole different beast, summer ball.
Yeah, this is a higher level than Division III, and I don't mean that as a slight to D3, because D3 is a great high-level baseball program, but this is some of the best players from D3 trying to prove themselves, and some of the best young players in D1 trying to prove themselves. It's a dangerous mix of hungry, talented guys, and it's not easy at all.
Yeah, I mean, when Mr. Kirchen was up with us, he said it many times. 3-1, swung on, almost basically hits the the catcher. So full count now.
Sent off his face mask, if I'm correct. Or is he not? He's not wearing a face mask?
I'm not sure. That seems a bit dangerous. No, he's got it. He just put it back on.
Yeah, definitely just fell
I was
off.
like, there's simply no way.
I was gonna say, I just don't think that's allowed in the rules.
I was like, that is very dangerous.
That's just asking for a
Could be
broken
some
nose.
expensive plastic surgery later.
You don't think broken noses are beautiful?
Well,
all people. I don't know why I just took that stance, but yeah.
maybe beautiful, but definitely painful. Full count.
Actually,
In, and he'll walk him. So Peyton Schultz headed to first. Garrett Felix coming home. Big Train up 3-0. Still no outs, and Kyle M. Lewis is just super struggling here tonight.
it's a struggle bus for Lewis, and he's driving it. And now that bus has a bases loaded situation still with the guy we talked to. It's Sean Lay at the plate, who's not going to give you a ground ball despite being a little off so far to start the season. He's not a guy who's going to ground into a double play. Most likely he's going to pop out, so even a bad at-bat for Lane here could push this lead to 4.
So a 1-0 now is the count. He's been struggling hitting-wise a little, but we've seen a couple sac flies from him, so anything he does here could score. Hegwood out on third. Hit deep down into right field, and it'll drop. That'll send home Hegwood. Pitre, though, will be out at third. So Pitre probably not extremely ready to run there, so he'll be out at third, but not before the first base hit of the season for Sean Lane and another run for Colton Hegwood.
Glad to see him succeeding, and that was something we haven't seen from him, was just a contact swing. He just popped that out, and he did his job. He brought home a run.
Yeah, RBI single for Sean Lane. Definitely something you love to see. Unfortunately, Emilian did not get to third in time, but, he's done his due diligence today.
You must be loving this as a UMD fan.
I am. I'm a Terp fan at heart. Go Cats always also, but definitely a Terp fan first. And Trey Wingett way crazy foul behind our box. So excited to see Sean kind of find his mojo at bat. And now we've got a guy who definitely feeling the mojo today, Trey Wingett, who caught 3 fly balls in the last inning.
Yeah, those legs might be tired from all that hustling he's doing out in center field, but that is the job of the center fielder. You got to cover the most space of anyone on the field.
So runners on first and second for the Big Train, and it's Trey Wingett at bat, just 1 out. Baylor Cobb on deck.
Schultz on second, Lane on first after Pitre was thrown out trying to get to third. Forgot that was a force out for a second because he just kind of tapped the bag and I was confused. You don't always see a force play at third base.
That one a bit outside again for Lewis, so count 1-1. Big Train up 4-0 though, and the most runs they've scored this season is 5, so we're almost there, folks.
Again, they're doing this with just 3 hits. Lewis has been handing them this opportunity.
Huge swing and a miss there for Wingett, count 1-2. Got to channel some of that paper folding.
Well, what about paper folding? Oh, wing it.
Trey.
I thought you were talking about Lewis. I'm like, is
No,
it like an
no, no, no,
origami
no.
master? Is that what we have in the sheet?
That one gets right by wing it for ball 2. No, but that'd be cool. Gosh, I dabbled in origami when I was little. I got like a kit for Christmas one year, and I tried it, and I was not good.
That's one of those things that you give your kid, and they're either going to love it or stink. Like, my parents gave me, oh, what was it? Like a magic kit when I was 4, and I'm like, I don't know how to do it. I don't like it. I'm done.
That's classic.
They did the same thing with Legos. I used to want all the Star Wars Legos, but never wanted to build them. And then the pandemic hit, and I built them.
Then you built them all, I'm
and
sure.
my mom and dad were like, we never thought you'd be doing this at age 20 during a pandemic, but you got use out of them.
Swing and a miss there for Trey Wingett. So that'll be the 3rd strikeout of the game for Kyle M. Lewis. 2nd out for the big train, and it'll bring up the DH today, Baylor Cobb, who walked in his last at-bat, but then got caught stealing.
Shout out to Michael Michaud. I'm very jealous of him. We both made trips to the Lego store in Montgomery Mall recently. The gigantic Titanic set.
Yeah, he did show us this. You guys were fangirling over that boat.
Don't misgender my fan identity. I was fanboying.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I love. Have you built Legos recently? Have you? Definitely not.
No.
I was gonna say I hadn't until I was trapped in my basement in a pandemic. But it's so fun. It's like puzzles, but they're 3D. Oh, you do puzzles?
Yeah, and
Okay.
when I babysat, Northwestern wasn't able to go to school, like couldn't go on campus fall 2020. So my freshman year, fall quarter, I was home, and I babysat for my neighbors, and we did a lot of puzzles.
Me and my roommates did that too this semester. Like at the beginning when we were like isolated for the first 2 weeks, we did like 1,000-piecer and another one.
Swing and a miss there from Cobb. Count now 1-2. Runner still on 1st and 2nd, but Lewis with a chance to end the bottom of the 3rd here.
Did you guys get a spring 2021 on campus?
Yeah, I was there winter and spring.
I was not. Oh, that's right. You do quarters. I did not go back until this fall.
Yeah, I know. I had 2 good friends from high school who
Depressing.
and I felt really terrible, honestly, because we were all home together in the fall, hoping we were some of the only people home, and then we were all hoping we'd go back, and then I got the email saying I could go back, and they didn't, and that was just such a tough year.
I was the only one home.
Yeah. The 1-2 into Cobb comes in the strike zone, so Lewis ends the inning with 2 Ks, reaches 4 for the day, but not before the big train get 2 more runs. They're up 4-0 as we head into
Ready?
up now. Keegan Garris for the Braves night. 3 scoreless innings, but a huge base hit to start things off for Keegan Garris. Spoke a little too soon. What a way to start off. That's his 2nd base hit of the day, so Garris certainly a threat for this Braves squad.
That's a way to start.
Up now, number 1, Quinn Madden. Ball looking to fix a few things here, get off get this inning off to the right, off on the right start. I don't even know what I'm saying. Bunt there.
Started on the right foot.
Yes, thank you.
I gotcha.
Goes foul. That one almost fair. Madden shaking his head, wishing he could be Emilian Pitre, perhaps.
A little mad at it, yeah.
You know, we thought this wouldn't be as crowded as a game, but the stands have really filled in tonight.
That's what Bruce was saying earlier. He was like, yeah, don't take this, what did he say? Don't think we're going to have a light night just because people aren't here yet. They're going to come. I thought
Yeah.
that was just,
It was just
the
no
fan in him. He was right.
Yeah, less picnics tonight, much to Paige's delight. The 0-1 pitch in from ball one, count 1-1. So people were getting here just a little later.
Yeah.
We're so used to seeing everyone flock in at like 5:30.
Yeah, we are, really. It was nice. I don't know why we took down the picnic tables. We really could have left those up. That's just more manual labor for the team. A J-less team at that.
Showing bunt again is Madden. That one gets by him, hitting his bat out in frustration for strike 2. Just believe it must have hit his bat, got a little bit of contact there.
Sorry, the video is staggering a little bit now. It should be back and better, I hope.
The 1-2 in from ball high, even count.
Okay, it's clean now. That's good.
Okay, great. Yeah, apologies if it staggers a little. Tomorrow we'll be at a new location at Montgomery Blair High School, hoping that MCPS Wi-Fi comes through for you all and for us. That one fouled back. Count still even. Because the DC Grays setup was just lovely. That was probably our best stream of the season. But we are confirmed getting new Wi-Fi on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Big, huge for the program. We might even put another camera for you
I think we will,
out
definitely,
in the
right?
field, which could be huge.
I was thinking we put one. Oh,
Full count, yeah. You probably heard Nick whisper.
sorry, I thought he struck him out for a second, so I muttered
No,
to myself.
full count here for ball.
I was thinking we put one down on the third or first base line,
Yeah.
depending if the pitchers are righty or lefty, you get some pitcher shots.
That'd be great.
And we can use the mechanical and be super lit.
That one hit deep into left field. It'll go over and out to the warning track. The Braves sending their runner all the way home. There he comes. Garris with the first run of the day for the Metro Braves and a double for Madden.
All right, we were wondering, is this going to become a full blowout? But the Braves are here. They've had some solid contact at the plate, and now they got their first run. They could keep it rolling here, no outs.
Madden, who struck out in his last at-bat, comes back with a vengeance. RBI double and really made Connor Ball work for it there. Got to the full count, fouled off a couple, and very successful play for the Braves. And up now is Boone, who walked in his last at-bat. Still no outs for Metro Soco.
I kind of love the way Metro Soco runs.
I know. I'm not sure if they like Metro or just Soco. They used to be just Soco, but I kind of like the double.
I think they only became the Braves recently, too, right? Were they? Or no, they were the Herndon Braves.
They were the Herndon Braves, then the Soco Braves, and now they're the Metro Braves.
Yeah. Only 3 teams in this league really solidified their names quickly, and it's the Big Train, the DC Grays, and the Alexandria Aces are very stable. But other teams are now trying to figure out that marketing.
The 1-0 pitch comes in for strike 1 for Ball.
You don't need marketing when you win 5 years in a row, though.
So
when you win
true.
the 2011 Nationals. I mean, not that we don't have outstanding culture as well, but.
The 1-1 in outside, count 2-1.
Keeping an eye on Quinn Madden there.
Ball really eyeing Madden. The 2-1, a bit high, count 3-1 now. Griffin Boone making him work for it. VCU Junior. VCU, a team that did play some NCAA tournament baseball in the, I believe it was the Chapel Hill Regional, so at UNC.
They came out of the A10, an upset tournament run. They were not expected to win my conference over from GW.
That one comes in way high for Connor Ball, so that'll be his 3rd walk of the evening. Still no outs here for the Braves, and now they've got runners on 1st and 2nd.
Not even a mound visit here. Putting a lot of faith in the Bama boy. Oh, my God.
Not quite sure what just happened there, but the Braves runner took advantage, and Quinn Madden now successfully stealing a base to get on third.
I didn't know you could steal in downtime like that.
I did not either.
I think that's what Ball was angry about. I don't think you normally can, but possibly one of his foot. I think maybe because his foot was on the rubber they did.
Now we're getting the mound visit.
I was going to say, Ball has had a good game, but this inning is starting to get a little dangerous here.
Yeah.
And if we know anything about Salas, that baby don't mess around, in the words of Outcast.
So true. Anyways, back to some NCAA tournament. East Carolina and Virginia Tech, much to the dismay of Hokie and Pirates fans, have both fallen, but that means we're getting some more guys for the big train quite soon. Very excited for what this team can become when some of those guys from D1, other really great D1 programs, start sort of coming in and playing. This team's been so successful so far, but very excited to see what can happen when we get some Hokies and some Pirates, and then eventually some Ole Miss players as well. And I believe we might have a Notre Dame guy or two on the roster.
I believe we do.
They've been uber successful. They're headed to Omaha. Notre Dame, a very talented team. I was very fortunate to call the game when they came to Northwestern, and it ended early not because of what the Wildcats did, but because of what the Irish were able to accomplish quite quickly.
Fighting Irish. Their mascot makes me uncomfortable. Had the little leprechaun. I forgot what his name is.
In there, huge hit out to right field, but Trey Wingett will run and get it. Not before a run can come in for the Braves. So they've got 2 on the board now. 4-2, big train. Just one out here.
We have a game. We have a game. Good work to just pop that ball up and let your runners do the work there.
That was Maley, and now up Mars.
The Marymount men going back to back. Yeah, Cooper McGrath had a great 2 1/3 from what